Plus animation. Every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday at 6 p.m.
Dimitri, I saw what Mr. Leopold put in your drink. They intend to drug you to manipulate you. You must leave here immediately.
Why would anyone do this? I don't get it. My head. I get headaches.
That's the effect of the stuff he put in your drink. These people are dangerous. They have terrible intentions. We must act quickly for your safety.
But where is he? Dimitri? Dimitri, did you find him?
He's not in the toilet either.
Where the hell have you been? Weren't you watching him? You're supposed to be watching him.
I had diarrhea, so I went to the toilet.
I don't believe it. He can't escape me that easily. I'd even already arranged the room I wanted to take him to.
I call him, he doesn't even pick up. It's as if he's been informed of our plan.
It doesn't make sense. Since he'd had my drink, we must have him.
How does he feel?
Your friend has been drugged.
I hope it's nothing serious.
He is fine, but he must still be tired. Because the drug he administered is very powerful. It's what rapists use. By the way, where have you been? Why did he take such a product?
It's not his fault, Doctor. Someone put it in his drink.
You have to prosecute this person because he's a murderer. He could have killed him after doing his dirty work with him.
My goodness. How you feel now?
It's getting better. Thank you so much for saving my life.
I've just called your mum's number. She finally picked up. She must already be on her way.
Okay.
My God. I heard you were poisoned. But who could have done such a thing to you, eh?
Calm down, Mum. We'll talk about it later.
Calm down? Someone tried to take your life, and you're telling me to calm down? You're always taking things so lightly. Do you think that being Christian saves you from everything? Don't you know that you have to be alert and careful not to fall into the traps of your enemies? Today they have poisoned you, but you have survived. Who knows what they are preparing for tomorrow?
It's not poison, Mum. It's a product in the form of a drug.
Dimitri? So you took drugs? Where is the son I raised? What have I done to deserve this humiliation? My son is on drugs. My God.
No, it's not what you think, Mum.
When we say A, you say no. We say B, you say no. What exactly is?
Mr. Dimitri, you must confess everything to your mother.
I need to check some information first before passing judgment. Maybe it was an intruder who had come after me.
What are you talking about? What interest do I have in lying about them? I saw them with my own eyes, I told you. It wasn't someone who came to tell me about it. And I can tell you what he wanted to do with you if you didn't know. Because I get the impression that you don't even see the seriousness of what we're talking about.
Who are you talking about, miss?
It's his boss, Mummy.
Which boss? Who do you mean?
I'm sorry to get involved in this matter, but it's his regional manager.
So you mean to tell me that it was his bank manager who drugged him?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it true what she says? Dimitri, the director you sell to me day and night and who gives you unexpected gifts was a criminal? And you're hiding it from me? This is not true. But you're not answering me? Is it really him?
Rose said she saw him put something in my drink. I don't know.
You're really naive. They put something in your drink and then you ended up in hospital, which confirms this. But you still don't believe?
Maybe it was a mistake, or maybe he'd got the wrong products. Because I don't know what interest my boss will have in drugging me.
You still don't believe that, do you? They wanted to drug you so they could sleep with you.
Sacrilege. It is an abomination.
What makes you think that? Are you inside their heads to know what they wanted to do? Do you? My boss could never do anything that despicable. He is not a bigot or a ritualist.
Will you at least shut up and listen to what we're saying?
Listen carefully. I'm part of the same community as your boss. He's a Woubi, and a great predator of youngsters. In fact, all the people who attended this party, including myself, are all Woubis.
What Woubis are you talking about?
We are part of the LGBTQ community.
My God.
Really?
Yes, I am. And I know your so-called boss is better than you do. You were the only intruder at that party, so I was watching you closely that day. I'm sure your boss has been coming on to you ever since.
I was really naive. Now I understand his games. So everything was planned to get me. They gave me a job, a car and a beautiful villa just to take advantage of me. How can I be so blind?
My intuition is never wrong. I had forbidden you everything but you were stubborn.
But I pray, don't I? Nothing bad should happen to me. Why didn't God reveal this to me?
God is your mate or else. Doesn't he have anything else to do? How many times haven't I warned you? You think God will take a megaphone and come screaming into your ears? Give thanks to the lady through whom God saved you. If not, as we speak, it's 10 layers you should be putting on.
I'm really sorry, Mom. I've been really stubborn. Thank you so much, Rose, for saving my life. You have a good heart.
You're welcome.
I'm going to take legal action against your bosses and your company. It's suicidal what they wanted to do with you.
I wouldn't like him to know that it was me who told you everything. These are very powerful people. They could ruin my career and hurt me. I beg you. Please.
Don't be afraid. We won't talk about you. We have all the evidence to testify against them.
How are you, Justin? Do you feel at home here with me?
Yes, Auntie. I had never felt better in my life. Thank you very much for everything.
It's my duty, you don't need to thank me. You know, it's because I was in Europe before, otherwise, I was never going to allow you to stay with your Aunt Sarah. Some of this is my fault too.
It's not your fault, it's what has to happen that happened. The main thing is that everything is better now.
You're right. You're so right. I'll be out soon. There's everything at home. Eat well and rest. In the evening, as soon as I get home, we'll go to the movies.
Okay, Auntie.
While his aunt is out running errands, Emil receives a message from one of his old transvestite friends, asking him out for a party, just like in the past. It's a moment of great temptation for Emil. He hesitates and struggles internally, but decides not to reply, confirming his willingness to change. However, the shadow of doubt persists.
Maybe he's looking for my Aunt Florence. I'll open the door to see who it is. Fernandine. What are you doing here? Who gave you my address?
Oh. Aren't you going to greet me first? Be a little kind.
Uh-huh. Who's this one again? Jacqueline? Did you take the liberty of dressing like that to come all this way to my place? What is it exactly that you want from me? I told you I'm done with this life of debauchery.
So, you're really serious about this transformation thing? I mean, it's ridiculous. You know as well as I do that the dog never changes the way it sits.
I was lost, but now I've found the light. I won't go back to the darkness, even if it seems impossible to believe.
It's doing. So you're thinking of going with the woman too? You make me laugh.
No. I want to go with Chicken. Get out of here fast.
You send your friends away. We're here now. We'll see how far you get with your healing story.
We'll see.
Madam, we were unable to obtain the information you requested from your nephew, who chased us away like a sheep.
You're no better than Emil, all brainless Woubis. You're a disgrace.
We don't allow you to insult us. What kind of witch behavior is that?
Who's your witch? You princess boy.
By the way, pay us our money.
What money? Do you really think I'm going to give you money for your useless lies? You couldn't even get Emil to listen to reason.
You told us you'd pay us no matter what. Now we want our money, and we want it now.
You get nothing.
What did you just hear?
I told you I'm not paying you anything.
Tonight you will know that a boy is a boy. We're gonna hit you hard.
Angered, Fernando pushes Sarah, and the situation quickly degenerates. A fight breaks out before the shocked gaze of passers-by. Fernando and Jack, although in drag, are physically stronger than Sarah. They beat her to a pulp as people start shouting and filming the scene.
What the hell? Two men in dresses beating up a woman. What kind of world is this?
These people think they can do anything now.
It was a shocking scene for all present. How could two men dressed as women attack a mother in this unscrupulous manner? Very quickly, videos of the attacks spread across social networks, fueling a heated debate. But in this climate of tension, we knew the truth. Was it really self-defense or a gratuitous attack?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our show. Today, we return to a disturbing incident that's been making the headlines. Two men, disguised as women, were filmed assaulting a woman in the street. The woman, Sarah, is the aunt of a young man at the heart of a high-profile case. What's your opinion on this case?
Clearly, this event raises questions about the place of Woubis in our society. More and more people seem concerned to see this community gaining in confidence and visibility, but at what price? Does this authorize them to commit acts of violence in the street?
I think it's important to remember that these kinds of incidents don't represent the community as a whole. Fernando and Jacques may have reacted badly, but they are also victims of a system that constantly stigmatizes them. The real question is why they found themselves in this situation, and why Sarah provoked them in the first place.
As opinions diverged and controversy grew, the incident became a pretext for social warfare. Ordinary citizens felt attacked, even betrayed, by this community which, in their view, was becoming too assertive. The Woubis, for their part, saw the situation as yet another example of discrimination and injustice. And very quickly, tension mounted in the streets.
They think they can do anything. Hitting women, really? That's the end of decency. Kill the Woubis. These Woubis no longer respect anything, not even our laws. It's time to put them in their place. Kill the Woubis.
Stand back. Remain calm, or we will intervene. We can't let this aggression become an excuse to justify hatred. Fernando and Jacques may have made a mistake, but that doesn't mean the whole community has to suffer. The incident between two transvestites and a woman in our city continues to divide. Today, hundreds of citizens took to the streets to express their displeasure at what they perceive as the rise in violence among members of the Woubi community. On the other hand, defenders of minority rights are calling for justice to be done fairly, without stigmatization. The case is thus taking on a national dimension, and the city seems on the verge of implosion.
What started out as a simple street conflict has become an affair of state. The media is abuzz, citizens are divided, and everyone has their own opinion. But in the midst of all this chaos, who really cares about the truth? Are the Woubis really to blame for everything, or are they, as is often the case, the scapegoats of a society in search of its bearings? One thing is certain, this story is far from over.
We did it. We're going to destroy their home and habitat. We're going to kill them all. They're cursed. It's all nonsense.
Welcome, sir. How can I help you? We have some new items.
You are a woman or a man?
What kind of question is that? Are you an intelligence agent or what?
Why are you like this? You look too much like a woman.
A kobold? Have you seen me in a skirt, or wearing makeup to compare myself to a woman?
You're very effeminate. And you don't even have a beard.
Isn't that a Woubi standing there like that? Boy with no beard who sells is a Woubi or gay?
Exactly.
What's wrong with you?
Let's hit him.
Madam, they're beating your son to death in the market.
What? Who hits my child? And why?
People flock to him, saying he's a Woubi or gay.
My God. Where are they? You will regret what you have done to my son. Your Modia, a child I carried in my belly for 10 months of suffering. You come and hit him because he's Woubi or gay. Do you feed him? Do you know the sacrifices I have endured and continue to endure to this day? You'll pay dearly for this. You're nothing but villains and witches looking for alibis to attack people's children. See how they disfigured my son. How's my son, Doctor?
Your son couldn't bear the pain they caused him.
What are you trying to tell me, Doctor?
We have sadly lost your son.
It's not true.
Where's your son?
Isn't he in his room?
No, he's dressed up again to go out for sure.
I don't know.
You act as if you're not complicit in what he's doing.
Sorry, I don't feel like arguing this morning.
I've come to tell you that people are getting angry at all the Woubi, especially the men who act like girls in the street. They want to beat them up.
What, is it true what you say?
Yes, and something tells me that our son is involved in this brawl.
What a brawl.
Apparently 2 transvestite men beat an old lady to death today according to rumors. They're beating people up. So I inform you. Find out where he is. Operation Zero Woubi is being prepared because enough is enough in this country. I'm off.
I certainly hope it's not my son. I told him to behave like a man when he goes out during the day. I really hope he's safe and sound.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today to examine cases of the utmost seriousness, involving acts that have not only violated the laws of our country, but also the fundamental principles of our society. The court's remit is to try people accused of serious criminal acts, ranging from sexual abuse and physical and psychological violence to acts of corruption and manipulation. We will hear evidence from victims and stakeholders in order to reach a fair and equitable decision. I would ask you to maintain respect and order throughout this hearing, so that justice can be dispensed in a transparent and impartial manner. The court is now preparing to hear the first depositions.
I'm here to tell the world what Mr. Kojo did to me. He destroyed my youth and led me into a life of debauchery. But by the grace of God, I fought to regain my dignity. I hope that justice will be done today.
Mr. Koffire, how do you respond to the accusations made against you by Emil?
My husband had nothing to do with it. It was my nephew who misled him by seducing him. I have the proof with me.
I would remind you that you don't have the floor yet, madam. Let your husband speak. You still have a floor, Mr. Koffire. My wife is right, it wasn't my fault. It's all a lie. I had done nothing wrong. What proof do you claim to have, madam?
Objection, Mr. Chief Justice. Not only does the accused's wife not have the right to intervene without authorization, but she is also lying because she is also an accomplice to everything that happened. She paid people to manipulate young Emil in order to obtain information against him, which proves that she was well and truly complicit in everything. You have to take all this into account.
Calm down, Mr. Matthias. Let me hear what Ms. Sarah has to say. Go ahead, madam.
Emil was cursed from his mother's womb. It was he who killed my little sister. I say this because, when my sister was pregnant with Emil, my sister and I went to see a visionary because she was suffering so much. It was there that the seer told us that she was carrying a cursed child who would break people's homes, including my own. That's what happened in the end.
Objection, the court. This lady is lying again. Her sister was a devout Christian who did not associate with fortune tellers. Secondly, she died as a result of a medical accident during childbirth. We had evidence that the hospital had admitted responsibility for this medical error.
Is this your sister? Do you have more control over my own family's life than I do? I won't allow you to come here and talk nonsense.
I attest to what my sister says. Emil is a cursed child who caused the death of our sister. Despite his curse, my big sister Sarah was kind enough to take him into her home to bring him up and feed him. But this is what he did to his aunt's husband. He's an ingrate. In any case, it's a Woubi, and we don't want them in this country anymore.
You do not have the right to speak yet, sir. And I would like to remind you that your nephew has already been delivered.
Calm down, Mr. Lawyer. The court has taken everyone's comments into account. We will take this into account. We are now going to respectfully invite Isha's mother and Musa's father to come and confirm their complaint before the court, and if they have a lawyer, they should get ready. Thank you. Calm down, madam, and speak.
My daughter was the victim of unacceptable violence, and I have lost a precious young life. I demand that justice be done for her, and that those who caused her suffering be held accountable.
Madam, are you aware that you are confirming your complaint against a great man of God? Did you have a lawyer?
No, I can't afford a lawyer. But I want justice to be done.
It's going to be a bit complicated. You need someone to plead your case and assert your rights. If I may, Your Honor, I am the father of the little boy who was abused by the same imam. I will gladly stand up for my own rights and testify on behalf of this suffering and weeping woman. Are you sure of what you're saying? Yes, sir. This man just calls himself a man of God to take advantage of the innocence of his followers and to abuse their children. He destroyed my boy's life. He takes a new wife every year, and it's always a girl under 15. He abuses her under the pretext that he is intimate with her. Every year he either loses a wife, or either one of his daughters, and he automatically replaces her with a younger one. He has more than 10 girls as wives, many of whom have already become mothers and no longer live under his roof.
I object, Your Honor. This man is lying to my client. The imam is innocent of all accusations. The allegations against him are lies. First of all, Madam Naomi here had taken her daughter's dowry. This justifies the fact that she now belongs to the imam. She is indeed under the authority of this great man. Then the imam continued to pay Aisha's family until today. You can see for yourself that this is a well-established agreement between the imam and the girl's family, can't you? We don't normally have any say in the matter. It's not because the death has occurred now that we should put the blame on the imam.
So the girl in question is a commodity? Listening to what you're saying, it's as if the imam had bought her and had an absolute right over her. I would remind you that she also comes from a family, and that family also has a say, no matter how much you've paid them. The life of a human being cannot be bought. I'm sorry about this.
What do you know of the life of the imam and that of Aisha's family to confirm what you are saying? Moreover, I have made inquiries about you and I have learned that you are no longer Muslims, which justifies the fact that you are bearing false witness to attack the man of God, with the intention of sullying our holy religion.
What a holy religion? Religion of pedophiles and polygamy? Is that what you call holy?
That's what I say, Your Honor. This man just wants to sully our image. The imam never abused children. We even went to the hospital where he had taken little Musa. The hospital confirmed that there had been no sexual abuse, just a simple tear. And there's more to come. Musa's own mother testified that her son had had nothing. Yet more proof that this man is a demon.
Asia? Is it true what the imam's lawyer has just said? Did you testify against your own son? They've corrupted you too, haven't they, like they did with the hospital? How much did they pay you? I'm ashamed of you. Listen to me carefully, Mr. Devil's Advocate. You may have paid off the hospital's conscience, and that of my wife, but I'm sticking to my position by Ms. Naomi's side. I have recordings testifying against your so-called imam that I've already given to the court, and also little Isha left a note before she died. I'm sure the court will take this into account in its decision. Thank you. Thank you very much for your endurance. We will now invite Mr. Dimitri to confirm his complaints.
I'm Dimitri. I've been targeted by people in positions of power. They tried to manipulate and abuse me. Their behavior was unacceptable and dangerous. I'm here to make sure that justice is done and that no one else falls victim to their cruelty.
Thank you, Mr. Dimitri. Normally we should also have the opinion of your director and his partner Mr. Carlos. But, unfortunately, we were notified by the police yesterday that the couple had fled to an unknown location, having also tried unsuccessfully to corrupt the hospital where Mr. Dimitri had gone for treatment. But rest assured, justice will be done to one and all. The next victim would normally be the mother of the young effeminate man who died following this demonstration against Wobbism in our country. Are you there? Mrs. Mammy?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. You no longer need to come and confirm your complaint, because the government has already made a decision about your case. Thank you. The session is therefore adjourned. We'll reconvene in 1 hour for the court's final decision. Thank you.
How do you feel?
A bit strange.
Don't worry. We've done everything right, and our lawyer has also defended you well. Let's hope this trial brings the justice we're all looking for.
All right, Auntie.
We are at the end of this episode of our animated series. Tune in on Sunday evening at 1600 hours GMT for the incredible finale to this series. Don't forget to subscribe and activate the notification bell. Always stay in love. See you soon. Bye.